I drew Toru 3 years ago and it is littered with mistakes. I'll give you a minute and see if you can spot any. Alright, did you spot any? The clouds are not blended in. The skin isn't either. The lines are different widths, which is fine if it's done on purpose, but this was messy. Also, I used brown instead of blue because I didn't know that you could swap outline colors depending on what I was drawing. Several spots aren't cleaned up because I never proof checked my work back then. The right eye isn't blended in, but the left one is. I don't know what's going on with the left eyebrow. This line is wobbly and thick. The clouds are pixelated because I used the lasso tool to make them. Lastly, I didn't shade in anything because I just wanted to rush and get it done and submit it as soon as possible. Now I'm much more patient. Alright, let's start fixing. I'm gonna blend everything with the blur tool. I'm also gonna use a spray can tool. Clean up the eyes. Outline the eye and the eyebrows. I noticed the right eye is slightly bigger, so I just shrink it a bit. Unfortunately, I don't have the original image with all the layers, so I'll have to draw over it, which will take a longer time. This nose is practically the same. It's up to preference when you want to add the second line or not. I make an M shape at the top of the lips. Blurring time. Wow, the skin looks so smooth now. The nose needs to be shadowed and right under the lips. The light source is on the top left, so the shadow is on the bottom right. Underneath the bangs also needs a bit of shadow. The neck is a little too big. It's also too pink. I'm gonna add a little bit of beige in there. I'll darken the neck to show that it is underneath the face. I'm adding orange to the shadow of the hair instead of the green that I did before. A common mistake is to add gray or green when drawing blonde hair. I start blending it to get rid of the brush strokes that I can see. I add this pure white and you can tell it is blinding us. I want to show that the sun, it is so bright today, we're outside. I add spray can to it. Always use reference photos. I'm looking back at the original manga art and seeing that she has more orange in her hair. I changed the outline from brown to blue because the skin can have a brown outline, but the clothing that is white should have a blue outline. White only on the left side. I blur it. I darken the pigtails to show that it is behind her horns and face. When I add spray can, I'm doing it in the direction of the hair, not left or right. This part of the hair is so gross. I hate how I did it. Instead of burning it with fire though, we'll fix it up. I'm getting rid of this gross green. Dark orange. Remember, it is behind her shoulder, so it must get a shadow. I make this hair strand thinner and I make it turn since it's turning and twisting in the wind. The horns are slightly different sizes, so I'm just going to shrink and shave just a little bit of the right one. I can see that in the original I did darken the ones behind, but it's just not enough. I'm gonna continue adding more. If you want to do blending like this, you could study blending of a cylinder. It is absolutely perfect for the horns. Finally, blend the arm. Darken underneath. This collar is supposed to go behind the base. The shoulders are too sharp. If it's rounded downward, then it looks more relaxed. Now this is the part where I wish I had the original image, where I could just separate the layers. But now I have to redraw this hair over it. Drawing a bit of the knuckles. Making the waist larger, it was just way too tiny in the original. Finally, blend these gross clouds I did. I guess I was just allergic to the blur tool back then. I guess every artist has their moment where they're so proud of their work, then they look back on it and think, gross, what did I do? I fixed the pixely clouds. And I also just add more detail to them because they're not perfect puffs. Alright, it looks better. Now we get to see the before and after. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any art to be updated, please let me know in the comments, and I'll try my best.